All right, today I picked up a steering box brace by BB Diesel and a new steering stabilizer by Fox. And we'll go through what we're doing here today and why. All right, so for steering stabilizer, I just went with the Fox IFP 2.0, nothing crazy. Let's go like this for now, see what that does. Do not drop. So that's the steering stabilizer. Matches the shocks. I did look at the ATS one. The ATS one though, because I have a Carly track bar, it kind of drops in the center, and there's a different mount when you run the Carly stabilizer. So I didn't want. Apparently, it could make contact, and when you're spending that kind of money on. When you spend that kind of money on a steering stabilizer, the last thing I want to do is damage it, because I didn't read what Carly had to say about it. So I went with this one. The Carly ones are nice, but I already have the Fox Shock, so and I can get all this stuff through Dirty Diesel. So yeah, that's why I went with that steering stabilizer for this steer box stabilizing kit. I went with BD. BD Diesel has a good name in the industry, whereas some of the other ones you see on like the Amazon specials, I've heard issues with fitment, and I don't care for low quality on this, so we're just going to see what we all get. Antenna, little 50 cal action, not for me, got that from my brother. And yes, that's about it. Powder coated, not painted. I kind of like the finish of that. I don't know what you call that. If you know it, let me know if you like that. Yeah, as far as the kit goes, it seems heavy duty. Guessing new style, old style for the older trucks. I think this kit crosses a few. Hardware. So where your sway bar goes, you drop your sway bar, your front sway bar, and then this guy will go up, and then you drop your nut for the pitman arm, that goes in, and then this bearing, you'll kind of ride on that just like this. It just gives it more rigidity, so that flex in the steer box, you don't feel that with the frame rails and everything when you're turning, especially with heavier wheels, and it just tightens it up. Have no first-hand experience with this, but that's what I hear. Download, color, install. In case you want color, you can get them online. So that's essentially what I got going on here. And I'm gonna do the install and bring you guys along. So got Loctite in there, grease, Loctite, cool, because I think I gave mine away. Yeah, so there we go. We'll see how this goes. I don't know, I had to bring some tools from work, some 1-inch drive stuff, because I didn't have a 3/4 inch drive, and I have reducers of reducing capabilities down way too many, and I bought 1.5 inch, which is probably a little too, which is bang on, and then the socket is tension a little tight on there. We'll see if I can make that work. So do you ever have it where when you're driving down the road and the Dodge is 3/4 ton, 1 ton, and you can just kind of feel like you're always correcting the steering wheel ever so slightly? This is to correct that. Guys with the not super wide wheels but having, you know, a 37-inch tire, they're going to run into this as well. More weight on the front end, and just because the Dodges have a bit of flex in the frame rails, you are going to run into a bit of loose steering. So for you guys not super well versed with what components are what, I'll go through that with you guys right now. So this guy right here, that is your steer box, obviously. This arm here is your pitman arm here, and then coming down from your pitman arm down to your, on this truck, down to the knuckle, this here is your drag link. Sorry, I should get some light here. Let me just try to better hold that. Okay, so this is your drag link coming down from your pitman arm down to your knuckle. Now on some of the 3rd gens, you'll see the drag link, actually they have like a, it's like a Y off the actual tie rod end. So here is your tie rod end, tube goes across here. And for those who don't know, these drag links, some of the newer Rams have a recall. This one did, and actually had welds. So when I got alignment, when I lifted it and I put the track bar on, and the track bar, this here is the track bar, and this track bar is made by Carly. So that is a Carly track bar that's adjustable to get it your front end even, because it does want to sway automatically to the one side when you when you raise the truck or level the truck. All right, so I'm guessing this is 1 5/8 because my 1.5 didn't fit, but I literally broke it free with a pair of channel locks. So that tells you how little the torque is on that. Typically, I'm a fan of using the correct tools the first time, but sometimes when you're at home, you just go for it. And I heard this did not have a lot of torque on it, so I took my chances. And I saw a YouTube video, the guy's doing a brake job on a Nissan. He's trying to get the caliper bolts off. He's using a wrench hitting it with a claw hammer. It's just like, man, some of these guys, what are you doing? And today, I'm one of those guys. So we're in like 15 minutes. Let's fall this. Oh, we won't fall fix it. It uses the phone in the face. No, okay, I got that camera. Alright. And so, see where we're at. I'll probably use my 4-jack to lift that up, so I'll probably put you guys somewhere else. Alright, let's put the Loctite on, and they say 2018 you still use the flange nut, or flange washer, sorry. It looks like this is a 225 foot-pound torque. I did say 185 earlier, but I think that's on the earlier steer boxes that don't have such a big sector shaft on it. So, put some Loctite on it already. And then we'll just thread this guy on. Alright, see how creative we can be here. Because I've heard this could be a royal pain. And I could use a jack, but sometimes struggling just makes more sense. And I feel like I ate my Wheaties today. And I can see why this is a jack run. Remember when I said earlier I don't want to hit my head? That could very well happen. Okay. It's going to be interesting to say the least. away. Face up, make sure. Okay. Now keep this loose. Let it stop in a line. So, see, let's move it there. Get the bearing line up. Over there. Now, this might be too reset. So let me see how that bearing fits towards the 50C. We'll do it fairly tight now. And I'll put the bearing. Put that washer. I want to make sure that washer is going to on you. Alright, a little bit of anti-seize. Painter on there like Picasso. And then you get it on your gloves, and you look like the Tin Man when you go in to see your wife. Okay. Now I'm gonna kind of dry fit everything. First, and then I'm gonna double check everything doesn't lock up when I steer, and then I'm gonna actually torque everything. I'm just gonna kind of get everything on those bolts. Use 19 mil ratchet and wrench, and I did put some Loctite on it already. And because oops. Good, that's good. Now there's two bolts up here. I did snug them up. It should be pretty good. There's a torque spec on them there. They'd say you don't even need the set screws, but they said you are going to use them. Put a little Loctite on them, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. This kind of stuff, Loctite is your friend. And then gear bearing, pillow block bearing, whatever you want to call it. We're going to grease it then, and we'll go on to the stabilizer. So I need a new tip on the grease gun. Got a bit of grease coming out, so that's good. So now we're taking everything to work. These are 4 pounds of silver links. And then most of the carrier bearing, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be 57 pounds. Mix it up. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Good. And then I think I need screws. Say, I'm going to lock it. I'm going to go ahead and tap. This kind of stuff, Loctite is your friend. Gear wrinkle, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to grease it then, and we'll go on to stabilizer. So what you don't want play side to side in here. If you put your two fingers, good way to do it is if you put your two fingers and you have someone wiggle your wheel, if you feel your fingers going like this, that is an indication that you got a worn out joint. and you need to change that. So you got play, your wheels going down like this on the road, you're gonna get all sorts of weird, interesting wear. So those are the things to look at with that. We pulled the hardware out, so this will come right out. As you can see, it's pretty much shot. Oh, that's in there good. Oh, big, all right. And as I said before, I'm going to go up to the mountain partly. I came with the track bar. Again, that's why I chose to go with this guy. And that, and I will forget. I just pulled force back, so, you know, do a little bit. Alright. So, look here. You can see where that, you can see that now. Just cast it up. And that concludes that. Alright, we'll go for a drive. Difference just cruising around at like 20k an hour. Take her on the highway for a little boogie. Steering is a lot more responsive. Like it just feels how it should. Bigger wheels do come to play. Big, as some guys stupid 14 lives, but no hands on the steering wheel. Not that I condone that. Hit some bumps. Kind of shifts a little bit, but nothing crazy. But before, like, if I go like this now, the truck tracks to that. Whereas before it wouldn't track to that, it would very much so kind of just, you'd feel it slot. Pretty overall happy with it. It doesn't pull. Some guys say a single steering stabilizer will want to pull one way or the other. I'm not feeling that. Steering box stabilizer and the new Fox 2.0 IFP Shock, game changer, huge upgrade. Dialing down the road with just one finger on the steering wheel is huge. You know, and it works, I think, for second gens all the way up to fifth gens. I think for the low cost of it, it is totally worth doing at least the steering box stabilizer. I think you'll even notice it with stock wheels, the difference, but you know, to each their own. But it is definitely, I've done a few different upgrades, and this one goes near the top for me, because that's one thing that does not feel nice, is when you're trying to back and forth. I did a trip there not too long ago where we put 1900K on the truck, picking up a friend's vehicle, and there was a little bit of wander, and I just was like, you know, it would be nice if there was absolutely no wander, and now there's no wander. It's very minimal. So for a truck, rocking stupid 14 wides, it does quite well now. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. It's just kind of as I find stuff, we just keep doing stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. Just keep making this truck just a bit more stupid. Anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Take care.